Hi, I'm Ray,
And I'm Cathures.
and we're here with Cathures Labs, where we disassemble your favorite media. And today we're going to talk about the bowling pins in Bonnie Bowl.
Yeah, I figured it was one I was like, I can make a Twitter list like thread about this, but it wouldn't be as clear as I wanted, and it wouldn't have the videos and whatever. So we're just gonna do a little video about it, pretty much.
Real short, this one.
Yeah, it's not gonna be like 3 hours because we've done so many 3 hour videos the last week. Yeah, so Bonnie Bowl is interesting in Ruin and in Security Breach. And we first noticed it in Security Breach, pretty much, that there was something really important about Bonnie Bowl. I don't see a lot of people talk about the videos that play on the screens at the lanes in Bonnie Bowl.
Yep.
So I thought I would start with that. So yeah. So we've got a game over, new game.
And this is a classic Bonnie. This is a old school style Bonnie. And the ice cream has classic theming as well. They've got old style.
Yep. And he's on top of a pile of pins who have dead faces on them with their tongues out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 maybe.
Yeah, depicting the bowling ball as a killer and the bowling pins as his victims, and they're dead, and they're really, really, really dead.
Yeah. So this one is like game over, new game, like, so it's like he's won this game, so he's ready to start a new one.
I think at the end of UCN, things kind of that it was one part of the story, and then help one and everything starts a new story.
And this screen is at both ends of the lane as well, so it implies like a loop, obviously.
Yeah.
And then the next one is he doesn't have such a good time and got our ball.
No victims.
Yeah. So he got defeated at some point, obviously, which was 3, I guess. Well, just before 3 when he got spring locked as well. Yeah, but it could also be when he got spring locked. You know what I mean? Like he's dead rather than the pins. You know, he had bad luck at that point. And then the next one is very interesting, because it has spare. Because there's an extra one. So there's like, I usually try and count them with the red stripes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 dead kids.
No, because there's
oh, this one doesn't. Yeah,
6,
this
7,
one. Yeah.
8.
Yeah, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so the 8th is the extra one. And yeah, he just chucks it away. He's like, get lost. Pretty much for that one. Yep. So the implication is someone was at one of his murder sprees who was either not useful or didn't need to be there, as the implication. Like, we don't know what it means, but
yeah,
there's some kind of implication there about some extra person. And then there's Strike, which is where he's using it like a dagger, I guess.
Very concerned that the remaining
like
bowling pins
1,
are
2,
upset
3,
about
4,
what's
5,
to them.
6, 7, 8. So there's 8 dead ones. Yeah, and then he's got that one that he's using like a weapon, like his knife, I guess, like stabbing motions.
I think there's 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Please, Darcy. He was allowed to stay in the room on the condition that he did not come up and try and knock over the microphone, but he did it immediately. Right. So there's actually another one here that I have forgotten off of the slide. It's Split.
Oh, okay. Is that one where he breaks one in half?
So I'm going to pause here and I'll go grab it. I'll be 1 second. So this one was one that I was like, this is important to include. So yeah, Split, obviously. One of the extra pins, and he literally took it apart. And he's either taking it apart or putting it back together.
These are also obviously pretty violent interpretations of like bowling themes, like ways to portray the pins getting knocked over. This is a
Yep. Yeah, so I just wanted to include that one. I forgot to put it in the slides. Yep. So again, it's bookended by game over, new games. So the implication is that he keeps starting the game over again. You know, like the murder sprees, everything keeps coming back. I always come back. He always starts over again. Yeah. And so that's just that one. So in Ruin, in Bonnie's room behind the stage, we see his table and whatever, and a link to Phaser Blast, and then we also see these two robots who seem to be passing pins down from the lanes for whatever reason. One of them's hanging down, has a pin in his hand, the other one is taking the pin from him, and there's loads of markings on the wall. I've got a couple of screenshots of this. The room is full of pins.
Which is ominous if we
like
just,
piles of them.
Talked about what pins mean. So this seems to mean that there are a lot of victims.
Yeah.
That the amount of victims has increased exponentially.
Yeah, the Pizzaplex has made like an almost industrial ability to harvest souls for whatever reason. Yeah, and it's just, and even like the markings like go onto the floor, you know. And it implies there's two people working together on this as well this time.
People wondered about the tally marks. Yeah. What they mean. You can see a few of the tally marks there. Yeah. I would say victims again.
Yeah.
The same thing that the bowling pins mean, which just implies there's been a lot.
Yeah, a whole lot. And again, like even more, like this is in the AR world. There's like people like restrained with like black pins that are like melting and disappearing and stuff. And we know that Dark Remnant is potentially a black purple colour.
Purple, yeah.
Yeah, it's a dark purpley colour. And then you've got the Good Remnant, which is sort of light gold kind of coloured, or light coloured anyway. But again, the pins. And yeah, and there's the tally marks. They glow, so it's easier to see them in this kind of shot. And you can see they go all the way down onto the floor. People were wondering if there's some kind of puzzle code there. I don't know. All I do know is that it does seem to depict kills. This was just, I just thought was interesting because again it's Strike, you know, like, and this only appears in the AR world, and it's just again harking back to, because it's done in the same font as those videos, you know, the Strike video, the like split and all that. And yeah, so these two are in the real world as well. Real, you know, in parentheses or whatever. But yeah, so they're handing stuff down from the pin return, collecting all the pins together. And also the bowling alley has some interesting stuff in Security Breach. So in UCN, we see 17 lockers. So the camera pans across, so we do see there are 17. And they all have like little things written on them. We think that these correlate with the murders in the original games.
Victims
pretty much
again.
The victims. It's actually hard to see the last one. 17 only appears just as the screen fades, but you can see it says "It's me."
Yeah, there's a small hidden
in the bottom right hand corner. But this is a really hard screenshot to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an exotic bottle. So there's little like bits there. There's the rest of them. 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22.
That's all the lockers.
So that's all the lockers. And then, if you notice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
So yeah, just we think that's the number of victims as of UCN. And we think the bowling alley kind of, as of the Pizzaplex.
And this also ties the tally marks and the pins and stuff, because again, if these are the murder incidents or victims or whatever, we see all the pins sitting there lit up purple at the end of the lanes, you know, again.
We won't go into it. I do have a breakdown of the victims and incidents. That number does make sense, the 22.
Yeah, it does actually line up, like she has gone into it in a lot of depth, and it does line up with what we know.
Won't go over it on this video, just
because it would be a huge thing where you would have to like explain things, but basically it does line up. And we do see that number 22 in loads of other places in the series. We see it in the frights and stuff as well. It does pop up now and again in reference to like the murders and stuff. It's just one of those ones that's like, keep an eye out for it because it does appear periodically. But yeah, it was just something that I wanted to bring up. And we can also see, there are still 22 lanes in Ruin, even if it's completely messed up, but it is the same lanes. So yeah. So it was just a quick video we wanted to make, just summing up what we know about the Bonnie Bowl, pretty much.
A basic theme about it, very murdery vibes.
And it was just because I saw people looking at the tally marks and trying to decipher them, and I was like, there's a grander theme going on here as well that might be useful to people, pretty much.
Yeah. And yeah. So what that means as far as like Bonnie's murder, Bonnie being back there, children's souls, not sure. Ominous, not great, not good, that's for sure.
No, yeah. Yeah, definitely. But yep. There'll probably be another video as soon as I decide something else doesn't fit on the bloody feed. But yeah.
Yep, that's it.
Cool, no bother.